I declare the meeting open and welcome you to this special meeting of Council. The recording of this Council meeting will be available to the public on Council's website for a minimum period of 6 months. In accordance with Council policy, I will now ask our Council staff to confirm that the recording has commenced.
Yes, it has, Mayor.
Thank you, Sandy. I first of all would like to acknowledge that we meet today on the land of the Malacca people, the traditional custodians of this land. Our Aboriginal people have a deep spiritual connection to country, and they have looked after our land and our waterways for over 40,000 years in Tasmania. We pay our respect to their customs, their elders, past, present and emerging. We go to item 1 of the agenda, which is the attendance. Tonight I have in the chambers with me our General Manager, Emilio Reali, and I'd ask Emilio to introduce his staff that are present with us this evening. Thank you.
Thank you, Mayor. In the chamber tonight we have Director of Legal and Governance Services, Matthew Grimsey, Director of Infrastructure Services, Len Bester, Director of Community Services, Rebecca Stevenson, and Director of Corporate Services, David Spinks. We have our Executive Assistant as support staff, Sandy Rustell, and our ICT Officer, Michael Glazer.
Thank you, Emilio.
Thank you, Mayor.
We also have councillors joining us remotely, and I will announce each councillor one by one, asking them to respond. Deputy Mayor Doyle.
Yes, Mayor.
Councillor Campbell.
Yes, Mayor.
Councillor Bird.
Yes, Mayor.
Councillor O'May.
Present, Mayor.
Thank you. And Councillor Prince.
Yes, Mayor.
Thank you. We record non-attendances, item 2. There is one apology this evening, that is Councillor Paul Gibson. We have one leave of absence, which is Councillor Mike Wilson. And then we have one councillor absent, and that is Councillor Mick Newell. We now move on to item 3, which is declarations of interest. So, councillors, is there any item on tonight's agenda where you need to declare an interest? The silence indicates that there is no one that has to indicate that, so that's nil. And so now we move into the first agenda item, the first report, should I say, of the evening, which is the Local Government Association of Tasmania General Meeting Motions. Agenda number 15.009/20. Do we have a councillor to move a motion?
Yes, Mayor.
That's Deputy Mayor Doyle. And a seconder, please.
Councillor Lovell.
Thank you. Councillor Lovell. Okay, so do you have any opening remarks, Councillor Doyle?
No, Mayor.
All right, thank you very much. And now we have the opportunity for each councillor to make a comment or ask questions in relation to the motions that are in front of us here this evening. And Deputy Mayor Doyle, do you have any comments about those?
No, Mayor.
Okay. Councillor Campbell?
No, Mayor. Thank you.
Right, thank you. Councillor Bird?
I'm happy with these. Thanks, Mayor.
Right, Councillor Prince?
Seems fairly straightforward, Mayor. I'm happy with that.
All right, lovely. Councillor O'May?
Yes, Mayor, these are the recommendations in reference to the local government.
That is correct. The two motions we have in front of us is the Headworks motion, which has been presented to the Legat AGM by Brighton Council, and also the 5-year financial management strategy for local government, and that is from the Burnie City Council. They will be proposing that at the Legat AGM, and so we're just seeking any comments or questions. You may want to ask a question that perhaps the Director of Governance could answer.
No, I'm happy with both those recommendations, Mayor. They're fine, mate.
All right, lovely. Thank you. All right. And I don't have any questions either. What might be best to do is, because there is two motions, I'll take you through twice if that's okay, voting on each separate motion. So that's very clearly defined. So we will be voting on the Brighton Council's motion for headworks. And I ask each councillor to vote for or against for that one. So Deputy Mayor Doyle.
For.
Thank you. Councillor Campbell.
For.
Councillor Bird.
For.
Councillor Prince.
For.
Councillor O'May.
For, Mayor.
Thank you. And I am for. So that is all councillors present, and that is carried. We now go to the Burnie City Council 5-year financial management strategy for local government motion. And once again, I will ask all councillors to respond with a for or against. Deputy Mayor Doyle.
Against.
Thank you. Councillor Campbell.
For. Thank you,
Thank
Mayor.
you.
So, Mayor, sorry,
yes.
if I might just clarify,
Certainly.
the motion for the Brighton one was to support, and everyone voted for.
Yes, that's correct.
So just to clarify, the Burnie City Council one is that council doesn't support.
Yeah.
So I guess if you're voting for that.
I should be saying for,
Yeah.
to not support.
Yes, sorry, I just wanted to clarify.
Yeah,
Okay.
that-
It
and
might have
I've
been a
done
double
wrong.
negative.
Yep, yep, okay.
Okay, all right. So we might just start that process again then.
Yeah.
I'll just take Deputy Mayor Doyle.
For.
All right, thank you. Councillor Campbell.
For.
Thank you. Councillor Lovell.
For, Mayor.
Thank you. Might take a little while to change that from Bird. I'm sorry. Councillor Prince.
For.
Thank you. Councillor O'May.
For, Mayor.
Thank you. And the Mayor is for, so that is all councillors present, and that is carried, that vote. For. So we move on. Lovely. Okay, so the next report we have in front of us this evening is plumbing fees amendment, agenda number 16.011/20. And do we have a councillor to move the motion?
Yes, Mayor.
Thank you, Deputy Mayor Doyle. A seconder, please.
Yes, Mayor.
Thank you, Councillor Prince. And Deputy Mayor, do you have any opening comments?
No, Mayor.
Okay, thank you. So I'll now give each councillor an opportunity to make a comment and or ask a question. Councillor Campbell.
That's all straightforward. Thanks, Mayor.
Thank you. Councillor Lovell.
No, I'm happy with that. Thank you, Mayor.
Thank you. Councillor Prince.
Yeah, it looks a small increase. It seems to make sense to me. I'm happy with that.
Yeah, thank you. Councillor O'May.
Happy with that, Mayor. Happy with that, Mayor.
Thank you. And I've only got one comment, and that was that this would have been adjusted normally when we had our last lot of the whole fees and charges. So it is simply something that was sort of missed off the list when it was completed. So I'm very happy with it as it is. So any closing comments at all, Deputy Mayor Doyle?
No, Mayor.
Okay. So I'll put the motion and we'll ask each councillor to state whether they are for or against the motion. Deputy Mayor Doyle?
For.
Councillor Campbell?
For.
Councillor Lovell?
For.
Councillor Prince?
For.
Councillor O'May?
For, Mayor.
Thank you. And the Mayor says for. That's all councillors present and the motion is carried. Thank you. So for those tuning in at home, That's actually the end of our open business for the evening, and we're about to go into a closed council meeting. So thank you for taking the time to participate tonight, or watch, should I say, and we look forward to seeing you at our ordinary meeting at the end of this month. So thank you.